sometimes we feel like we have to respond to everything, or we have to respond to someone doing us wrong. But how do you not know by you responding that you're not mirroring the other person's demons? And I was like,
bro. So I
yeah,
had to learn and grow and just be like, yeah. So once I got in a situation where I felt like I didn't need my side of the story to be heard, oh, bro, I am grown and can't nobody tell me nothing. But
yeah,
the bottom line is literally, if you grow within your grow your relationship with God, it's like an umbrella. This umbrella is relationship with God, and everything else is under it.
I'm ready. She ready. I'm ready.
And we back, 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 and we back.
You.
I'm crying. We back.
Yes.
We are back with another episode of the You're Done podcast. It's your girl, Big Desto, not the little one.
And it's your girl, Be More, Never Less.
We back, y'all. We still got this thing going. We rolling. We getting these episodes in. We getting this content out. Aren't y'all so proud of us?
I know you do. I'm proud of myself.
I gotta go edit after this, but that's all right.
That's okay. It is
I
what
had
it
this
is.
thing I was telling myself. I was like, because I was on the roll. The thing is, I got like episode 9 of this season done, but I don't have the one done for this week.
And I saw that, and I was like, did I miss? Because again, y'all know my girl be with the notes, and I said episode 9.
I wanted to edit that one because we were using the new setup for the first time, and I just wanted to make sure it was right so that when we continue to record with this, that you know. So I
Gotcha.
said I gotta go. So I was ahead at one point, then I started working on other
Yes.
stuff. So now I gotta work harder. And y'all, I go back to work tomorrow. Actually, I'm not even gonna get on here with the fake cry because I'm actually not sad about it. I'm actually a little excited for the new school year.
Yay.
I'm teaching 6th grade now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We have upgraded. We're not 5th grade anymore. We are now with 6th grade. So yeah, but still math because I'm a math girl. But yeah, we back, y'all. Enough
Yes.
about me. I just went on a whole little tangent, but we back and we got a conversation today. The conversation for today. I feel like every time we do it, we just said which one we was gonna do, but for whatever reason, I always forget. But I remember now because it's in my notes. How I knew I was growing. Check that one
Yes.
off. How I knew I
No.
was growing. Let me see what we put it. It says little signs that show major personal growth. I think we
Yeah.
could also touch on the minor growth too.
I was gonna say because I don't know if I'm in the major leagues just yet,
Okay. Okay.
but
Okay.
we definitely at practice. You know what I'm saying? Like at first I was on the bench. Like I'm in the game, coach.
Put my grandbaby in the game. Look at you. But I feel like you may have more growth within yourself than you actually may either realize or give yourself credit for. I guess we'll find
Probably.
out throughout the conversation.
We're gonna find out here together, guys, as we usually do.
Right. So I feel like growth comes in different forms. That's why I said we don't just have to speak on major growth. Like it don't have to be this life changing thing for you to have gotten better at something or grew out of something or whatever the case may be. And I think we can start with things that we've been through that have caused like some things or situations, whatever the case may be, force you to grow. Like at some
Yeah.
point you just got to. So I feel like it's been a lot of times in my life where was forced to grow. Like when I moved away out of the state for the first time, I was forced to grow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to, y'all. I had to work 2 jobs. Whatever Webby said, and that was me. She got her own house, she got her own car, work hard, 2 jobs. She a bad broad. That was me. I was working hard, but I also am the type of person that do not like to ask for help. So I was gonna go to that second job because I before I asked for some help. That's another thing I
Yeah.
kind of grew out of that. I'm asking for help sometimes.
She the
But
queen.
right, but
But
I feel
only
like
to our parents. Like she's not asking a friend. Like she
oh yeah,
calling her mama.
for sure. At my big age, yep. My mama and she gonna answer.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, we
that
got the
part.
type of parents that are like, call me if you need anything. We both grown, married. She got kids and all. Call me if you cause I don't have to get it out the mud. Sorry.
No, our
Shout out to
parents
Boys and
literally
Girls.
bought a house after Destiny and I were both graduated from college. And I said, Mama, why you got all these rooms? It's just you and Daddy. And she was like, well, you got kids and they need a room. But then when you come and visit, you don't need. Like, she's the room that Destiny had when she was there. Like, baby, the room is still in tip top shape. And if
Yeah,
she
I
feel
can
like
just
the
go.
decor needs to be changed, she changing the decor. Like, no
All
one's
I gotta do
there.
is just put my stuff back in the room, and it's like nothing ever changed. But I just feel like even with that, like that I don't know. I feel like certain situations of dang it, here I go. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I was gonna say something, Brittany. Either way, we're growing and we're learning. And so, in what situations did you feel as though you like were forced to change or grow? Both.
This is why I say I feel like, and again, we always, like she said, I always downplay a lot of things because a lot of things I feel like I should just do. So there is no praise for
Doing
the
what you're
stuff that you're
supposed to
supposed to
do.
do. You know, like the fact that I got my kids' school clothes. You supposed to get your kids' school
Right.
clothes. So, but I will say this though, I have a village and they help me get my kids' school clothes. But when I quit my job, of course, I went from having a steady income to clients come and clients go. You know, and as of right now, we're not making money off our podcast as of now, but that will change.
Ask us again
But
next week. You never know.
that part. Even if it's 50 cents, I'm gonna say, but I made my quarters, okay?
Okay.
But I feel like I have been forced to not give up on myself due to the fact that even if I have 2 clients 1 month and then turn around and end up with 10 of them, you know, like I'm not giving up on myself because I'm showing up for something that I feel like I've been called to do. Like I enjoy doing what I do. There's no day that I'm like, I hate this. Even on the worst days, I'm upset because my funds ain't funning. But for the most part, I really do enjoy doing what I do. But I feel like the biggest growth has just not to give up on myself because I think sometimes very easily, especially me in the season that I'm in right now, I'm growing a human. I got 2 kids already. I'm married. I'm maintaining a household. I'm being an entrepreneur for the first time. All these things. It's very easy to say, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed," and just shut down on something.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I definitely don't stay under the covers a few days, but
Right.
I continue to get up and show up for myself and for my family. But I do also contribute that a lot of that comes from my husband, from my parents, from my sister, from my friends who always just like, you got this, you're doing great. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a
So,
failure.
so with with that big major change that happened in your life, right? With you going from working for someone, you know what you gonna get,
Yeah,
put in the work, you know what's coming out of it. That's that salary, the same amount every 2 weeks, to this new
that part.
season of your life. And I feel like a lot can happen within that. So like you've had to, which I don't want to say too much because that actually is another topic of kind of depending on your husband a little bit more because of
Yeah,
the salary situation, whatever, and us not getting we're not monetized yet. But all those things, all those changes, when life just starts to do what life sometimes it just takes you by the hand and say, "Come on," And you just gotta
right?
go with it. And what do you feel as though with, because you've been um self-employed for like a year, right? So I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like a whole year. So at between August 2024 and August 2025, where do you feel like, or whatever month it was August, right? Where do you
Hmm.
feel like what do you feel like you have gotten better at, even though your whole life has just completely changed? Like, what do you think you just, like Brittany in August 2024 wasn't doing that.
I feel like the biggest thing that happened is my faith. It's
Mm.
nothing that I've necessarily done, but I feel like when you're in this, which goes back to season 3, y'all. If you ain't watched season 3, what are you doing?
Turn this
But
up, go watch that, and come back.
come back. It's all gonna make sense, okay? But I feel like when you have a job and you got to wake up 2 hours early, you got to be there, you got to do this, you got to do that. I feel like the way I have prioritized my morning routine, probably because I got a little bit more time to do that. But when stuff is going wrong, y'all, when stuff used to go wrong back in the day, I'm not the type to necessarily shut down. I'm the type to actually do way more. Like I am, oh, that didn't work, so let me go get another job. I'm gonna be at the part-time, I'm gonna go study this, I'm gonna go get that. Like I would do
Mhm.
the absolute most, and then I would go pray. But now
Right.
I just be like, girl, God got it. At
Right.
the end of the day, like Brittany, how you go? And being transparent, and this is putting my business out there. Now I am in a blessed situation where my husband does take care of most of our bills, if you want to say that. And the way my money is can I go month to month or say I got a paycheck month to month? Yes, I can. But something had occurred and we had an unexpected situation go on, and I'm home with my girls, and I knew we hadn't eaten lunch, and I was starting to feel like crap. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Bases. If you don't know, Bases in
Mm.
Tech City, fire. That burger's fire. But I went, I went to draw money out of my account because you have to pay them in cash. They don't take card. That's how old school they are.
Right.
And that ATM said you had insufficient funds.
Well, that's
For
crazy.
now again, we going to basis, y'all. I'm not going to Papados. And I was like, what? You mean insufficient funds? So I immediately wanted to like freak out and go crazy, and I just was like, so again, I have a savings though, so I just was like, bump it, pull out the savings. I figure out what was going on with my checking account, and then so we went and got our bases. But when I tell you, if this would have happened a few years ago, how I would have just turned around, I would have been trying not to cry in front of my kids. I would have called my husband. He would have had to talk me off the ledge for about 2 weeks straight. It's not saying that I'm out here willy nilly, like, oh yeah, $0 bank account. This is fine. This is totally
Right.
fine. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying in the moment when I should be probably highly stressed, I'm not as stressed as I used to be. And I think that's my faith of saying I'm going to be okay, which is even more interesting. And I know to you saying, hey, you made $50 in one day ain't a lot. But as an entrepreneur, literally that happened, and then my account said, oh, such and such just paid, like their payment just went through, and I was like, okay, well, the money's coming back in,
Right.
and I,
Already.
all right, and I'm like, I totally could have freaked out, but at the end of the day, my refrigerator is full, my kids have their school clothes, I'm still able to set up, my lights is on to do this podcast with my sister, my nails are done. I go get my hair retwisted on Wednesday. So it's like, could I have been upset that in that moment, that particular account didn't have what I needed? Yes. But the way that God showed me that I was going to be okay, and me having faith in knowing that I'm going to be okay, and me not jumping on the next job, to me was saying, okay, look at
Right.
you, big girl.
Grow.
Look
Hashtag
at me.
grow.
So I don't know if I want to say anything with me specifically has changed. I still got the same mouth. I still, I got, but my spiritual growth is like my biggest thing. if
But I
that
feel
makes
like if
sense.
you grow within your spirituality, everything else just kind of goes with that. Because, like you said, has you not had that foundation of understanding that regardless of what the circumstances may look like, I'm going to
Yeah.
be okay. Like you said, you would have crashed out. You would have been sitting there like, what am I going to do? But at the end of the day, you just understood that it's going to get taken care of. And at the end of the day, I know I'm going to basis. I'm going to get this burger and I'm going to go
You
feed my
still ate
kids
the
and we're going to
burger.
eat. Right. So I feel like that's growth within itself. And once, if you fix that foundation of having that relationship with God and understanding that He's going to carry you through whatever season you may be in, then you good.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was living in Charlotte, a kind of similar situation as Brittany. I'm living in Charlotte. I just moved into this new apartment and I'm furnishing it. I'm doing all the things. Mind you, like I said, by myself. But at this time, I had one job. Okay? One job. And that one job fired me. And so I was
Crazy
like,
work.
so in the like that's insane, right? I just moved into this apartment. I live in a whole nother state by myself. Granted, Brittany wasn't that far away, but she got her own family and stuff to worry about. And like I said, I'm not asking nobody for nothing. So I literally was just like, yeah, I called my mama and I cried. You know, that was a few years ago. I was
Yeah.
still, I'm a little bit more emotionally stable most days. But I just, I had to call my mama. So I was like, okay, I'm being as strong as I can. This is not working. And whatever. I say, okay, the job is gone. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it
Yeah.
is. And I remember a friend saying something. So in that midst of all that, I was still praying. I'm watching my sermons. I'm doing the things, reading my Bible, whatever. And I'm just applying the jobs. That's all I can do. When you realize there's nothing else you can do but sit there and depend on God. And like you said in I think season 1, how much work is it going to take for you to be still? Oh, baby, everything else worked out. 2 weeks later, I had a job, but I had a friend tell me, I had a friend, well, not tell me, she asked me, she said, how are you not freaking out? And I was like, and mind you, I was nowhere near where I am right now in my, my spirituality and my relationship with God. But my legit answer was because there is no way God is going to bless me with this apartment and not give me the means to maintain it. I just don't understand that. So I refuse to believe that I'm just going to be here struggling and homeless. Oh no. I can't do pick a struggle. I
Yeah.
can't be
Well,
unemployed and
not most.
homeless. So, and it's not to say like to because I know there's some people with those circumstances, but at the end of the day, I just had to believe that God was going to provide for me. So that was one major way that I grew too, was within my spirituality. But I also feel like outside of my spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
Brittany said this is something she's still working on. She ain't done yet. Her mouth. All right. I feel like, and I feel like you've also spoke on it on the podcast before. I feel like I have gotten so much better with my mouth and the things that I say, how I say it. I feel like
Yeah.
I am
I
trying,
can
like me
agree
and
to
Cora,
that.
huh?
I can agree to that.
See, I'm working, and that's all, and that's why I said it's the foundation because all of that stems from, uh, baby. I don't have no reason to sit here and go back and forth with you. I'm too blessed to be stressed. So I just feel like, and don't get me wrong, some days I have to sit back and be like, Destiny, you need to just zip it. But
Yeah.
for the most part, because I genuinely would just be like, this is how I feel, and I'm gonna say how I feel. I'm gonna say how I
Yeah.
feel. I don't care how you take it. It is what it is. But I had to just learn that it ain't even worth all that. If that person don't want to understand me for where I'm coming from, I'm not finna sit here and force it down their throat. I don't care enough. If that person don't see me as valuable in their life, I don't care. But back then, I've had somebody sit there and tell me I added no value to their life. They tear me down, right? And
Yeah.
back then, I was just like, I'm going back and forth. What you mean I ain't got?
The-
Let that person come and say something like that to me now. Okay.
That's how
Like
you.
I literally have no reason to sit here and go back and forth with you. You're weird. You're a loser.
Yes.
And I'm gonna just let you be weird and a loser by yourself over there. But I understand what you was gonna say.
I want to, because I heard this, and it's It's a part. This is why I love the podcast, because in the midst of us talking, things do come about, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there goes your reminder again, Brittany. So, like she just said, my mouth is my problem, and it's not a problem that I just be out here yapping and going off, y'all. I go off when I feel like somebody testing me, and I give chances. I do. What you said? Oh, you bought enough to repeat it. Okay, so like that's just a me thing. This is just a. I just don't. I don't know. I'm working on it, but most of the time I felt like in growing up and then in our environments and just encountering different people, it's just like this is what you do to get respect, right? Sometimes the things that you do, if you've gotten respect by doing something, then you like, well, clearly this is what I need to keep doing.
Right.
Well, either way, I get on the internet and I don't know the name of the podcast. I wish I could drop what it was. I don't remember, but I just remember actually stopping to listen to this girl talk, and she was like, sometimes we feel like we have to respond to everything, or we have to respond to someone doing us wrong, but how do you not know by you responding that you're not mirroring the other person's demons? And I was like,
Bro, that's like reading the Bible and you just be reading. They be like, the fool does this. If a person does this, they're a fool. And I'm sitting there reading like, Jesus, am I the fool? What we're talking about? When they just clock your teeth.
Like I paused on that for so long, and I was like,
that's real.
dang, I never thought that I was mirroring, because to me it's like, no, I'm getting respect because now you done came for me, I done came for you, and you ain't gonna win. The bottom line is this is what's in my head. But when she said it that way, I was like, that is literally what is happening. I'm probably more than likely mirroring someone else's demons. They don't, clearly neither one of us know how to control or speak to each other respectfully, but still get our point across. So here we are literally mirroring each other. I just feel like I'm doing a better job at it.
Right. But y'all both goofy, and y'all both need to sit down and be quiet.
Goofy.
Two goofies.
Yeah, so I'm still working on it. I'll be honest with it, but that comes in my mind a lot now when I realize that I'm about to say what you just, because again, once you squint your eyes and tilt your head to the side or bring it back, it's just a wrap.
Yeah. So, but you're growing within that, and it's also because I feel like from where we're from, our upbringing, those are things that we saw. Like at some point, I honestly believed if I'm not, and I ain't yelling, oh, you're not hearing me for real. Cause and then also because I had you from Lamarck, and if you ain't from Lamarck, no, if you are from Lamarck, because I did outgrow it a little bit, but my voice used to, like, Brittany was the only one who understood what I was saying at one point in my life. True story. So my voice was very raspy, high pitched, all of the things at once. I don't know where I got this voice from.
To give y'all because I know most people are like, oh, she loud now. I'm like, now, today. But back then it would be like, no exaggeration. I'm gonna try to do it. It's been a while.
Right, watch it.
My name is Destiny. Like, it almost sounded like she was hoarse, but not really. It's like she had a regular voice, but it just sounded like she couldn't break a barrier.
Oh, like it would hurt to talk almost.
Everything homegirl said.
Right. It's almost, and sometimes I would feel like it does low key because I'm trying to stretch my voice that's only this big. So sometimes it did hurt to talk. It's strange. Yeah. And y'all, shame on y'all for making fun of me because I really didn't know. I really couldn't know it. So. Look, I forgive y'all. But yeah. I had to, and when I was growing up, I felt the need to be loud. Like I was forcing my voice just so I could feel like I'm being heard. And I had to learn, like, I don't have to be yelling. I don't have to do the whole, all of that for somebody to hear me. And even if they're still not hearing me, like you said, understanding that, like, okay, it is what it is. Like, okay, you won't hear me, but that's fine. And I'm not gonna sit here be looking goofy just like you, trying to get you to understand me when you're not gonna understand me if I talk regular, if I talk loud anyways. So I had to learn and grow and just be like, Yeah, so once I got in a situation where I felt like I didn't need my side of the story to be heard, oh, gross. I am grown and can't nobody tell me nothing.
That
Because
part.
the old Destiny would have been yelling. You didn't hear me? Oh, okay, let me say it again. And I'm gonna throw some cuss words in it the next time. If I gotta say it
I know
again,
you heard that, MF.
if I gotta say it again, it's gonna get ugly.
She done went full Beatrice.
Exactly. And my grandma didn't play. But
Definitely
I
did
just
not.
feel like with that, within the both of us, because like I said, that's what we saw growing up. That's just what it was. And so it takes that your own initiative to being like, I don't want to be like that. And also I feel as though you could correct me if I'm wrong, but with you having kids, you don't want your kids growing up being like, oh yeah, every time my mama got mad, she was yelling. I couldn't do nothing. My mama was gonna cuss me out. And granted, we didn't have like a mom that just went off on us for no reason.
Yeah.
She yelled at us sometimes, but she didn't get called out a name or nothing crazy. She disciplined us. But I feel like
Yeah.
at some point in our lives, we felt as though we had to be that way. And it takes for you to
Yeah.
grow up and realize, like, okay, like you said, oh, you fighting some demons that ain't got nothing to do with me, baby. And I'm not the
Nothing.
demon slayer. I got to go. I'm sorry, I don't know. I
Baby,
am
this body armor from God. That's all I got.
right, and I got my own situations I'm trying to figure out, so I cannot be going back and forth with yours.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
So I so yeah, that's why I do think it's the biggest thing because I'm the same person. I'm just learning to do do more in the likeness of him. God, him being God.
Right.
And I don't always get it right. But I think because I'm more aware now, then it helps me to be like, oh, okay. And it's interesting. And again, I'm new in my spiritual journey as far as understanding the Bible. Not just going to church, letting somebody say something to me, and then carrying that one
Right.
thing they said into next week and hoping that it carry me till I come see them again next Sunday. But I want to say it's in the book of Joshua when they speak about Joshua coming to take the land, and I believe it's Rahab is her name. You don't really
She
hear her
was a
name.
prostitute, right?
Yes,
And she
right.
she helped them hide before they was
He
finna
helped the spies
destroy the city.
hide. Now take it. I resonated with the story because technically, when the people came, she lied and said that they weren't there. Now we
Mm-hmm.
know that you should not lie. We know that because we've been told and we done read it in the Bible. Now for her in the time that she lived in and the people and the king and her environment, that was not a thing in their environment, right? So for her it could have been, it's okay for me to do this, and or it's okay, I could have just say, hey, the spies are actually here, because why would you want to come and take our land? But in just hearing, this woman ain't read nothing, she ain't seen nothing, she just have heard that the Lord has been giving them these
Mm-hmm.
people's land. So for her to be literally in the middle, she ain't hesitate. Baby said, you can hide out here, as long
Mm-hmm.
as you protect my family, put the scarlet rope on the window. She ain't wait 3 days. As soon as the spies left to go to the hill country, baby, she got the wrapping up
Girl,
and
wait,
to
I
me,
wasn't playing.
right? And I think it's just a interesting situation that even though I have been putting off my Bible study, I have, but I'm back on it, that will be the story that I come into. Because I feel like a lot of us are like, oh, I need to see, or something has to happen, or I need to do, and then I need to get this result. Like I just said, once I got the result that when I cussed you out, I got it. Respect. Now I got to do this to everybody. But why
Right.
do I have to do something when the Lord already said, don't do that?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, well, you don't really know what I'm going through, Lord, and I feel like you don't really know your child that I'm talking to, and this is
He like,
what's.
I do. Shut up and listen to me.
So I'm like, we just need to be more like her, because in the midst of everything she had going on, in the midst of her environment, she did not allow her environment to dictate how she was going
Mm.
to handle the situation that occurred. And I feel like we tend to be people who let our environments dictate how we're going to carry things out. And then once we learn the way of which to do it, we're still like, but God, you know they deserve that.
God, like, okay, and they may deserve that, but let him handle it. That ain't your job to do
Yeah.
that.
So I can't
Okay.
allow him to handle my finances, but then say, but I'm gonna handle this person though with the way I'm about to slash them with this tongue of mine. So I'm learning to kind of just, all embody.
And I'm learning because I'm in the book of James, and they speak about controlling your tongue and how the tongue is so small, but it can really cause,
Mm.
so like you're speaking life, or you either speaking life or death over yourself. And the tongue, the things that we say carry so much weight, more than we actually really think, right? So they
Yeah.
compare it to like the little wheel, whatever, the little steering wheel on the ship. You know, that little thing tells that big old ship where to go. That's kind of how your tongue is. So it is a very wise thing to do, is to learn how to control your tongue, to control. Wait, okay, shut up. You know, right now is not the time to say those things. Right now is not the time for me to feel like I need to let them know how I feel. I gotta, no.
Yeah.
And like we said, understanding that you may want, feeling like, oh, I got this, God, let me handle it. And God is hitting you with that sandal, saying, no, I got this. You sit back, like, relax. So
And then-
I and that's great that you brought up that story, because I've read that too, but I didn't even look at it that way. I kind of just looked at it as God uses somebody that, because God always used the people that you met, least expect him to use. And she ended up being like, she's only one of the few women in the Bible that they speak of, right? So it's just
yeah.
like, for her to be like, they call it a harlot in the Bible, but literally, I think she was a prostitute or something. Like, she was not some.
They say it's like another word for being a prostitute. So it ain't just Jezebel out here.
Right. And that's why
But
you just never really know. And even in with you bringing up that story, like, they went, the fact that they ended up at her house, but my point is, like, being in your environments and stuff like that, they could have easily just went to somebody that they felt like, oh, they know God, they're going to do it the right way. But understanding
yeah.
that regardless of your situation, regardless of your surroundings, your setting, the environment, whatever the case, whatever words you want to use, you can still be that one person in that situation that has like, you have more control than you think. And by being
Yeah.
quiet, baby, I'm listening to everything y'all saying. Me and Corey just had a conversation like that. Like, I might be the usually the loud one, or the one that you feel as though it's not the one with the, I'm not level headed, let's say, or I'm
Yeah.
not the one that you would expect this to come from. But those be the main people that literally teach you something, and you can really learn from other people. I've learned so much stuff from people that I didn't even know that they had that much wisdom. If you just sit back and listen to what people got to say,
Yes.
I'll be like, dang girl, you smart.
Right?
I didn't even know that. Teach me
It be,
something else.
it be really good stuff. Because I
Yeah.
think too, in the midst of you saying it again, like I said, y'all, we started on one thing and now I feel like I'm being preached to in this episode, because I actually did not really want to talk about this episode because I was like, I don't have nothing to say. And this is perfect for me. But I
Hmm.
think a lot of times too, with how we respond and the way we handle things or do things, is because you're getting this satisfaction or okay from people that you're not even thinking is it a satisfaction to him. And so I, like, again, that whole thing on that social media about mirroring demons, I literally sometimes, like, even I'll cuss, like I'll say a simple cuss, right? Like, like this morning,
Don't
Brian's
say
trying to
it.
get the dog, then realized my hand was still in the door. Luckily he ain't slammed the door, but he like was like going to like just, use his hand to like shut it. No, I was like, hold on, like my whole wrist was still in the door. And I was about to go ahead, to go and cuss. And even sometimes then I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't, like I shouldn't do that. So I feel like it's coming to me that I want to be more pleasing to him, versus if I act a particular way, say something a particular way, or do something that is pleasing to the people that I'm just around at that moment. I'm not usually around people that go ham and go crazy anyways,
Right.
but sometimes some people like to, kind of step out, and I'm like, oh, you want to come
But
out your
you
box?
But
Okay.
Brittany, you keep saying, I like you mentioned you didn't want to talk about this topic, right?
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you had anything to give or to share in regards
Or
to
that I'm
growing and
growing.
changing. Baby, you done taught me something. My thing is we have grown and changed more than we realize. And obviously as kids we and maybe not obviously, but we didn't sit around having real life conversations. And like obviously
Yeah.
again, we are 6 years apart. When Brittany was going through certain things, I'm still playing. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
coloring in my room, listening to
You
my
know, yelling
God
at
Wild
Barbie to keep her
PD.
head still.
And so I feel like you only said, I only feel like I grew within my spirituality. But you have yet to acknowledge, like I said, you may have grown more than you thought you did. You have yet
Yeah.
to acknowledge the fact that with you growing within that one thing that you felt like was just one thing that you could share, you have
Yeah.
shared so many other things that have came with that. You have shared, oh, you have your faith. You understand? You have shared that you have your peace within situations, even if it's bad. You have grown in so many different levels of your life that you ain't even,
Ain't
hello.
acknowledged. Thank you,
This is why
God.
you need a little sister like me.
Get you one. Just not mine.
Right. But I feel like that's great. And especially because like we didn't grow up having conversations about God either. Like this deep, at least. Like we would, we knew the 10 Commandments, the things that we learned at Sunday Bible school.
Yeah.
But it was never like this in depth to something that I feel like I'm literally applying it to my life to become better. With
Yeah.
grow, like I feel like it's crazy that you brought that up because we could have sat here and said, "Oh, I grew. I stopped being a people pleaser. I grew and I learned how to whatever. I don't know. However else you can grow." But
Yeah.
the bottom line is literally if you grow within you grow your relationship with God. It's like an umbrella. This umbrella is relationship with God, and everything else is under it. Y'all better learn from Brittany.
Rain down.
Please don't let it rain and clear it out. But yes, I think it was a great topic.
It was because I honestly forget a lot. I mean, I think we all do. We go through life, and you just again. I literally said it in the beginning of this episode. I said because you just feel like these are things you're supposed to do. So don't praise me on stuff that I'm supposed to do. Like when my husband tell me thank you for cooking dinner, like is it appreciative? Yes, but I'm also like this is what I do.
Right.
So I don't expect him to be like I went out and got you some Gucci shades because you've been cooking dinner,
Right.
but if you don't sit down and eat this spaghetti
Right,
that's
because
been
first
in
of
there for
all, I was hungry. I ain't do this for y'all, and I was like, I gotta eat. Y'all just get to reap the
I
benefits.
was starving. This is what I had a taste for. But it is cool and it goes to show you who is watching. Because I think a lot of times, again, when you feel like you're going, like me, I feel like I've been going through a lot. I done gave you a little bit of my backstory,
Right,
a
you
little
done
bit of my
told your business.
personalness. I know. I put it out there. Don't expect it all the time because that was very personal. I don't usually do that. But also maybe it can help somebody else. I feel like it helped me because it helped us kind of realize some other things. But it was interesting too because when I lived in South Carolina, I worked at a university called Winthrop University, and I was their assistant director for fitness and aquatics. And I want to say it was her junior year. There was a student, but I know for a fact her senior year, she used to come to my office all the time to talk to me. Like it didn't matter what it was. She was sitting in the office and we would chit chat now, give advice or X, Y, and Z. Well, either way, she hit me up through Instagram. Rant and she out of the blue, we would always do this. Like if I see something, I'll respond, or she responds to me, but we don't talk on the regular. But it was very interesting because she did send a message, and it's not verbatim, but it was pretty much um keep doing what you're doing. You're always an inspiration to me. And I've been getting on
Oh,
Destiny like I ain't been posting no content. My content suck. I post my belly. I get 103 likes. I post my workout, which is what I do. This is only 6 of y'all. What is going on? And I
right. What
get so
the other
frustrated. Right.
124 y'all?
That part, like, what is going on? And so I just was like, when she sent it, I was like, I just need to be me. Like I can't do nothing else but be who God has called me to be. And it's just so ironic because I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I haven't done anything. I literally have done nothing.
But you
But I
never
think that's the
know.
beauty, huh?
I say you just never
Say it
know.
again. Oh yeah, that is true. And so it's just like, just keep showing up as who God has called you to be, and everything else will, it'll continuously
Right.
follow. So yeah, I have grown a lot, actually. Now that I think about
And
it
it
now.
may not be at the it may look, now that I think about it, like I say, I knew she was gonna do that too. But it may not even be at the rate. That's why I say you never really give full credit to what it is, because you have this thing that we talked about on the podcast before of I'm doing this work with hopes of getting something out of it. And when you don't get those things out of it immediately, you feel as though you're not doing anything. Like even
Yeah,
with the podcast, we'll be putting out episodes, and for a few weeks, we're like, oh, we getting all the views, 130 likes, 130 views, 175, and blah, 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 blah. And then out of nowhere, 42, 28. And it's just like, where did y'all go? But at the end of the day, that one person, like the girl from your job, is watching. And that's the one person who really needs someone. That only one person right now, more is coming. But that's that
yes,
one person that need that word that you're, or whatever it is that you're sharing, because you look at it as this is me doing my job, but for her, that's a person that got discipline. That's a person that's being consistent. That's a person being herself, regardless of what everything we see on social media. That's a
yeah,
lot. That takes a lot, and it takes a lot from yourself to realize, like, I may not be where I want to be, but I ain't where I used to be either. So, uh, small progress is better than no progress.
that part. No, for
So
real.
take
'Cause
those small wins, because they are gonna eventually make one big one eventually, but take your small wins and don't like undermine them and be like, oh, that
yeah,
little thing. Because you
no,
never
for
know.
real.
And I'm speaking to myself too, because I do that. I've had a teacher from my old school. I be stuttering sometimes, y'all. I had a teacher from my old school reach out to me, and she was the other math teacher. Hey, Miss Shay. And she reached out to me, and uh but they already went back. They already doing their little thing. They get ready to go back to school. Kids coming back this week. Meanwhile, I'm just not going back tomorrow for training and X, Y, and Z. But she was like, they spoke about stuff that happened last year, the numbers, the this, the that. And it's just like, yeah, fifth grade were out of the the three out of three. No, there were three categories that the school was mentioned, and out of those three, fifth grade were the ones that got the acknowledgement, right? Math for like
Woo-hoo.
star scores, X, Y, Z, and fifth grade math to be exact. So it's just like understanding that people see your growth. I'm not even at that school anymore, but my name, obviously I was there last year, but you never know the small wins that you're getting, how they add up. Your name is being spoke about somewhere you're not even thinking about right now. And as I've grown
Yeah,
within myself as an educator too, it's so much stuff, baby. I don't care enough. I genuinely feel like I started getting more into my job and actually like, cause I ain't never see myself being no teacher. Whatever my mama just said, you should try it,
yeah.
and I was just like, sure. I've been doing it ever since. But
And
I've
great
literally
at
been right. But I've noticed how much stuff that I bring to a space. That's growth. I sometimes, like we've said before, I didn't even know I had a light. I had to get to a point, and obviously, it was other people showing me, like, Destiny, you've done this, you've done that, X, Y, and Z. But sometimes you have to know it for yourself to be like, yeah, these people may not know it and nobody may not speak on it, but baby, I have come a long way.
yeah.
And I just have to own that stuff, because it's like, even I had a training, an online training for work a few days ago. And this one lady, I could tell she was an older lady, and that they would break us off into these little small breakout groups. And it was like me, her, and another lady. And she was just like, I've learned to just start talking in these spaces. Whereas Destiny a few years ago, oh, I ain't got. I'm gonna wait on y'all to say something. I ain't got nothing to
Right. I
say.
know
Me,
that.
I'm leading the conversations. And maybe it's me getting you comfortable with speaking out and knowing that this is being shown to whoever wants to watch in the world. But I've never been the type of person that I'm literally just gonna I'm not even here. That used to be me. But I had to I got something to say. I've learned some things and I don't mind sharing it. And it literally at one point she was like, I would like to get your email. You know, like mind you, we're not even going to be teaching at the same school. I think she's doing high school or something. I don't know. Maybe no. Maybe she was the one doing sixth grade. Either way, not at my school. Never would meet this lady in real life, probably. But she but off that 1 hour training. She was like, "I would like to, connect with you," and I'm like,
Yeah. Oh.
so you never know. See, speak
Yeah.
up, be who you are, and be confident in whatever it is that you're sharing with the world because somebody need it.
Clearly, I
So,
needed it. Thank you for the
right,
thank you
right.
for the combo. But
You're welcome.
you know, so this is gonna be a hard one to be done with then. Cause
Brittany, what's the
I
time?
feel like
What the timer say? I'm
huh,
sorry, we shouldn't do stuff. We so
45.
unprofessional.
45. That's why I said it. Cause I didn't want to say
Really?
pause. Cause then she gonna be mad that she got to edit all this. Yes, it went by fast.
See, we ain't had a
But we
good,
already
or
45
we
minutes
haven't had a good topic like that since I was in those You're Done studios. Since we were
in.
together,
Listen,
because we used to be like, dang, that went by fast. That went by
yeah,
fast.
this one went by fast.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, what you
it's
doing?
it's already it's about to go on 46.
Okay,
Then she gonna be mad when that camera blow up.
well, hurry
She
up.
gonna
What
be
you
like
doing?
this again.
Right. Author. My
But it's
friend. Okay, what you doing?
but
I You go
I
first.
don't feel I feel like this is gonna always be a thing, but I think I want to be done with not allowing myself to accept my flowers. I feel like I sometimes don't even give myself flowers. And then two, when like I just literally thought of the student. I mean, it touched me and I did respond to her. But it's all kind of coming back now. So I feel like even when people are giving me flowers in that moment, not making it seem like such a small thing or as if like, well, I ain't doing this, I don't know what you see, which is what I literally just said. But really appreciating it and really accepting those flowers in that moment and realizing like my voice and the things that I have to bring to the table are important and that God is not done with me yet. So even if I don't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, we're continuously reminding myself like God is not done with you. And you are, like Destiny said, I am not where I used to be because I could say a lot. And if y'all knew Doris in the 90s, baby, she was a cussing
Girl, early
machine.
2000s. What you talking about?
And we used to be out here cutting it up.
Right. My mama, I
So
shouldn't have
yeah.
said that. Girl, if you had to call your child to ask if you shouldn't have said that, you knew you shouldn't have said that. That's
Now
a
I'm
woman we
laughing
need
while
to.
she said it.
Right. I used to
But
be
I'm
like,
like,
Mama,
dang.
what's wrong with you? That's a woman that could get on here and talk about some growth. Okay? I watched my mama grow. But I feel
Listen.
as though I could be done with, I guess, like you said, just minimizing my own abilities and understanding that
Yeah.
I'm not that I'm better than anybody else, but comparing myself to only myself, I'm doing pretty great. Like I
Doing
have so
amazing.
much more that I can bring to the table that I give myself credit for. And if I get out of my own way and allow myself to do these things, who knows who may need it? Like speaking out in these meetings and whatever the case may be. It could be the small things down to your work. And obviously a lot of the times we look at work like you said, that's something I'm supposed to be doing. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
like if you look at it from a biblical standpoint, I saw this thing and it's like you ask God for let's say you ask God for dang it what they said. I don't remember the exact words, but it's like you ask God for a space to, speak to people. Let's say you thought it would be something like, oh, I'm gonna be a motivational speaker. And God was like, no, you're gonna go be a sixth grade math teacher, actually. Or you ask God
Yeah, oh,
for
yeah.
patience, and He gave me a room full of 220 something students who don't ever shut up. You know, so you never like using your job means more than you think it is. You know, like you're
Yeah.
stewarding other people, you're putting that whatever it is that the world may need that only Brittany is able to give, and you're holding it back, thinking you're not doing enough, and oh, it's not that big of a deal because it's me. That's the point. It's you. They need it. And then can you give it to us? So just understanding. So just understanding and not minimizing your own self and knowing that I have so much that I'm worth so much more than I give myself credit for.
Yeah.
And you stand
I,
in your truth strongly.
yeah.
Whatever the word I'm
10
looking for.
toes down.
10 toes down. Don't play with me. Big
I know
best
I only
off.
put up right. I know I only put up 5, but y'all know I'm pregnant. I can't put both up.
And then y'all, I'm finna get on Brittany one more time before we go. Her camera might start blinking. She get on here every day, talk about be more, never less, and then get on literally living life of less. I'm not playing with you. So you get in the mirror every day and you go, be more, never less. And I'm gonna go big this though, not the little one.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna do that, and I'm gonna send it to her. She gonna be mad. She gonna be like, the whole week he kept sending me
Right,
this dang no video.
right. Okay, Issa Rae.
Go back. Julie.
So yes, I feel like that was a great episode. That was good.
Yes.
Too
Clock
bad I
it.
gotta wait to see it. Today
I
is
know.
August 10th.
But it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna come out at the right moment, okay?
Exactly. Right when we need a reminder is when it's gonna come out.
Look at her
So yeah.
back over there acting crazy. Go watch the episode. And I've been told by a listener before. I was doing something and somebody literally said, "You need to go back and watch season 2 or something." And I was like, "Dang!" But then I listened to it and I was like, "I was doing good."
Right. And that's why I said, Brittany, sometimes I be scared to share stuff on here because I'm like, I'm gonna be done with X, Y, and Z. And in real life, I'm still doing it. It's like, girl, you just told everybody.
Listen, we working
So, yeah.
on it, okay? Working on it is the key word, okay?
Right.
But
But
yes.
yes,
But
thank
thank
y'all
y'all
for
for
tuning
tuning in.
to the Your Done podcast. We gonna see y'all at the same time next week. Peace.
Peace.
That was great.
That was great. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to
That went.
do a photo.
Oh.
I was trying to get a photo, like some behind the scenes, and I'm gonna post it on Instagram. Ow.
That was good. Very, very good.